about that? All right, family, we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. Let me share my screen so we can get the party started. Thank you guys for being able to jump on, as you already know, like we do all every week about this time. As you all know, that the theme for this year, when we came into 2022, the theme for this year was winning time, right? You know, it's not time to whine. It's not whining time. It's winning time. So we are focused on accomplishing the things that you came here to get. If it's extra income, done. If it's building a business for yourself and going full time, being able to leave your job and your career to start this and to be able to build this, done. If it's being able to go over 6 figures in income, done. Whatever it is that you came here to accomplish, it's time to win. And that is our theme for the year, right? And so we are in the midst of the summer of separation. This is a tradition within our organization. From June through August, we call this 90-day stretch, this 90-day period, the summer of separation. Why do we call it that? Because in these 90 days, this is when you can explosively grow your business. It's just something about the summertime, right? And if y'all know, like we know down here in Houston, Texas, it's hot outside. Shake your head, yes. Who in Houston? Raise your hand if you're in Houston. Man, it's hot outside, man. You don't even want to go outside. Man, I looked at my temp gauge the other day, man, and it said it felt like. I mean, y'all ever look at that felt like? Tim, you say the temperature is one thing, they said it feels like this, man. I mean, I was like, my goodness, man. I just feel for the people who have to work outside and things like that. But man, it is hot outside. It might be hot outside, but the question I have is it hot? Is it heating up in your business? Is it heating up in your Primerica business? I'm telling you right now, the company dropped some bombshell announcements at the convention about a week or so ago to where it's going to heat up all of our businesses, right? It's time to explode right in time, right in the middle of the summer separation season. So what we want to focus on with these bombshell announcements, which we're going to cover in a minute, man, we want to focus on record-breaking recruiting this month. Not only record-breaking recruiting, we want record-breaking licensing. Not only this month, but also next month. So the teammates that we bring on board, we see a lot of new faces, right? So you have made the decision to join this business, but guess what, family? We don't just want you to join the business, right? We just don't want you to have a solution number or rep ID or a business number, whatever you want to call it. We want you to get licensed, because when you get licensed, that's like having your dream vehicle, whether it's a luxury car or a high performance vehicle, whatever the case may be, with no gas in it. That's exactly what Primerica is like without a license. So what we want to do is we're going to take you through the steps in order for you to get your license, right? And just be coachable to the process, because I promise you, family, we will not steer you wrong, right? So we want record-breaking licensing to follow record-breaking recruiting. And then guess what we want, family? We also want record-breaking production. We want record-breaking promotions. We want to take a lot of you guys from the level that you're at right now to go to the next level. And I know promotions is kind of a foreign term right now, because companies ain't giving promotions right now. And if they giving you promotion, it ain't really a promotion. It's just a change in your title to where they give you more responsibility, but they ain't giving you more compensation. Shake your head, yes. And hey, if I'm talking to you, and you don't want to acknowledge, just blink real hard. So I'll see you. Just blink real hard. You don't even got to give yourself away, man. Catherine, I see you, man. You about passed out. You blink so hard. You like, you almost fell asleep real quick. I got you. But when you get a promotion in Primerica, that means that you're getting a bigger piece of the bag. You're getting a bigger percentage, right? And that's what we want this month. Man, who in your life is talking about getting more money legally, morally, and ethically into your household right now? That's what we're talking about. This is the group to be a part of, and we're going to have fun doing it, and we're going to make a tremendous impact on the community, which leads me to the last two, because when we have record-breaking production, record-breaking promotions, check this out, Mia, we also going to have record-breaking incomes. We're going to have people over the next 60 days, this month and next month, they're going to make more income in their Primerica business than they've ever earned. And we're excited about that, right? And that's part of our goal. I mean, we have all three of these things working together in concert. I promise you, the byproduct of that is we're going to have record-breaking impact on the communities in which we serve. See, man, we're fortunate enough to not only be in Texas, man, we're in Louisiana, we're in Pennsylvania, we're in Maryland, we're in different states, right? And we all have an opportunity to touch, you know, the people that we come in contact with. And some of you guys have family and loved ones and people that you know that are in other states that we haven't even touched yet. Isn't it exciting for you to be a trailblazer, that you're going to actually be able to branch out from the comfort of your own home to be able to build an agency in multiple states? Y'all ain't excited. I'm excited. Y'all not excited. Y'all got to get excited about that. And so that's what we're gearing up to do these next 60 days. So just buckle your seatbelts, right? And just lock in with us. I promise you, the leadership team that you're connected to is not going to steer you wrong, right? And then, of course, we want record-breaking attendance. We want you to continuously plug in. This is not the time to check out. This is not the time to get distracted. We want you to attend the trainings. Guys, we only do one training a week. If you're licensed, we say 2 trainings a week. We got this Tuesday training, and then we got your Get Your Life licensing group on Thursdays. But real quick, there's not going to be a meeting this Thursday. We'll pick it back up the following Thursday. Y'all with me? Everybody give me a thumbs up. I don't want nobody jumping on to Get Your Life meet. Tell me I was on there. But they want that this Thursday. Spread the word. There's not a meeting this Thursday, but there will be one next Thursday, right? So mark your calendar. So if you're not licensed, we want you to plug into that meeting, because that's just extra support and accountability to help you get through the licensing process, because we care about you that much and we're serious about your success. But those are the only things to plug into on a weekly basis. For those of us who are already licensed, you ain't even got to plug in, just but one. And that's what this thing is about. And that's enough for us to really create the momentum to get you going. Record-breaking attendance, make the commitment that you're going to show up and be a willing participant in your own success, right? Now, what I want to talk about tonight is selling you the Crusade 2.0. I did this training about a year or so ago, and I think that right now is a really good time to talk about the Crusade of what we do. I did a training series about a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months ago, where I was selling the dream, where I talked about the bigness of the Primerica opportunity. We did like 3 installments of that training, where we finished up with our national sales director, $500,000 a year earner, Terrell and Anna Knighton out of Dallas, Texas. They came on and they told us about this wine river cruise that they took out of France and stuff like that. Terrell telling his story about how he started Primerica as a college student, a broke college student at that, didn't know anything about money, but by the grace of God, him and his wife have built a successful business that's paying them $40,000, $50,000 a month, y'all, not a year, a month. You know, look like you, come from where you come from, that type of thing. And we all have that same opportunity. So we always want to just present our case to just encourage you that you're in the right opportunity at the right time. Okay, let me ask this. Is there a lot of stuff out there, y'all, that people are trying to get you to come into? Is it a lot of stuff? Are you getting direct messages? Are you getting phone calls and text? Is there a lot of stuff out there? Is people trying to get you to sell wheelchairs and all kind of stuff? And I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, y'all. It's a lot of stuff. People out here trying to hustle to make money and stuff like that, man. I mean, man, it's a multi-level marketing business out here, man, about tennis shoes and stuff, man. I mean, it's all kind of stuff going on, right? And
hey,
so
Coach, that's not to mess up your flow, but
go for it, man.
I feel like there's a new multi-level business, marketing business out that everybody is being harassed about, and that's solar panels.
Solar panels.
I mean, I can't even get away from them. I mean, calling all different times of the day, getting blocking each call, getting text messages out the wazoo, blocking each one of them text messages. I'm like, they must got like tens of thousands of people, man, just in the waiting room, man. Okay, you got blocked. Okay, we got the next one. You got blocked. Okay, we got the next one. And they just keep on coming, man. Y'all, hey, say no to the solar panel business. Stop it. Don't do it.
Right. But hey, but big shout out to those of y'all who already got the solar panels on there. Hopefully you're seeing a savings. Oh yeah, we ain't hating on you. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. If you see in a savings, God bless you. You know, take them dollars, man. Every little bit count. But man, I mean, somebody gonna start multi-leveling gasoline here in a minute, man. You know, they gonna say, hey man, if you recruit 3, they get 3. You know, you're gonna get $1 off on your gas. And so, I mean, it's a lot. I'm joking, but I'm serious. It's a lot of things out here. And so I feel that as a leader in this business, sometimes it's just worth the time to talk to you all about, man, why do we do what we do? And also, what's in it for you? What's in it for you? Now, we can talk about the money. We can talk about the lifestyle. We can talk about the freedom. And we can talk about the different, just benefits of being in Primerica. And that's part of the dream. That's part of the dream. We can talk about all of that stuff. And that stuff is amazing. But what really is going to keep you here, and I need you to hear me, what's really going to keep you here is the impact that you're going to have on people's lives. You got to get fired up and excited about that. You got to find just contentment. And man, I'm going to be able to change the trajectory of families' lives where nobody is talking to them. Nobody's willing to come and tell them the truth. We living in a day and time, man, to where there is no truth that's really out there prevailing. Everybody is a disciple of their own truth, right? You know, everybody is gravitating towards what they believe to be true, and everything else is fake news. So it's a free-for-all out there for bad information, for toxic information, for people to take a platform and to build themselves as a financial expert. Y'all ain't hearing me. To build themselves as some type of guru and get on there and talk slick and just create a following of people that's marching to the beat of some bad information. But what we got to understand is that, man, we've been doing what we do at Primerica for decades, and it still ain't going out of style. The tried and true is still ironclad, steel clad, is still here, is still standing tall, but we got to know what it is, and we got to be out there communicating it and letting our people know what the real truth is. The real truth is not some fancy somebody putting lipstick on an old pig to try to make it seem like it's glamorous and it's different now. No, it's still the same stuff out there. But I want to start this series with selling you the crusade, because family, it has to be more than just about the money. You're going to make some money in Primerica. You do this business right. You follow the system. You're coachable to the process, man. And you have belief, right? To win here, you don't need faith here. Faith is the substance of things and hope for, evidence of things that are not seen. We're going to show you a lot of success. So the evidence is before your eyes. But if you have the belief that the system and the opportunity will work for you, and you learn the fundamentals, it ain't going to happen overnight. But if you learn the fundamentals, Angel, and you apply those principles and you sell out to serving people, you sell out to serving people, I promise you, you're going to be successful. Let me say it a different way. If you chase change, you will make change. Are you with me? If you chase the change, the money will come. That's all you got to do is chase change, chase the impact that you're going to have. And I promise you, God is going to pour you out a blessing that you ain't got room enough to receive. And that's the part of Primerica that you got to fall in love with. Because that's the part of Primerica, Catherine, that'll keep you here even when people tell you no. Kim, that's the part when folks decide to get involved with you and they change their mind. Just selling out to the crusade of what we do, that's what's going to keep you here. There's an old saying in our business, crusaders die hard. I'm gonna repeat that. Crusaders die hard. See, if you're here just to make a couple of extra dollars and you looking at this as a hustle, I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry. You're probably not going to last here. You're probably not going to last here. But if you get eaten up with the look on people's faces and the joy that you bring when you help a single mom with some kids get a respectable level of life insurance for a price that she can afford, and then you mess around and mingle with that in IRA, and she been telling you like, man, I heard about one of them things. I didn't know where to go. And you're able to help connect them with that and get that in place. And then you see the look on their faces that now they're saying, now I'm feeling like I'm on the right track. See, if you can fall in love with that, you're going to make a lot of money here. You're going to make a lot of money here. So that's all I'm saying, guys. We got to sell out to the Crusade. So I just want to sell you the Crusade, right? I want to sell you the Crusade. Typically what I like to do is show a video right here, but I'm not going to show you guys the video. I'm just going to give you the thing to search, right? What do you need to search, right? I will show a video next week based on the training topic that we have, but when you get some time in your own personal time, if you're taking notes, I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to type into the YouTube search bar, wealth inequality in America. Wealth inequality in America. Type that in. And what you'll do is you'll see something come up on your screen, just like the picture that's on the screen now that says wealth inequality in America. It's about probably a 5 to 7 minute video, but it's going to blow your mind. What do you mean by that, Nick? I'm going to tell you. See, what it talks about is the wealth inequality gap in America. Now, it's not focused on color. It's just saying basically the haves and the have-nots in America. Now, this is an older video. So I dare submit that whatever that they're telling you on this video is probably even more extreme now. Matter of fact, I can guarantee it's even more extreme now. Wealth inequality in America. What you think the wealth gap is right now, what you probably perceive it to be, it's going to mess you up what it actually really is. Between the wealthy 1%, not the wealthy 10%, what the wealthy 1% in America have versus everybody else. You got to watch that video. And then I want you to bend it through color. I want you to bend it through people that are minorities, black and brown people, because we're the ones that's been marginalized in the disproportionate amount of the have-nots. You feel me? And you let me know if you feel that there's a need for what it is that we do. There's no other company out there like Primerica that's on the front lines, that's allowing you to build a business to be on the front lines. That's going to impact change in that area. Wealth inequality in America. Everybody with me? Give me a thumbs up if you got that. If you got that. Make sure you watch that video. If you've seen it before, watch it again. Guys, I watched it again. I've watched it several times. I watched it again. Mia, it messed me up every time. I just be like, "Dang, come, woo, we got some work to do." Like, it's that powerful. You got to watch it, man. It's that powerful. It's not a long video, but it's very, very powerful. All right. Wealth inequality in America, selling you all the Crusade. Now, I want to talk about this gentleman right here, Jeffrey Kennedy. He's in education up in New York City. At least once upon a time he was. I think he may still be. He wrote a book called Waiting for Superman, right? Waiting for Superman. It is a movie and all that good stuff. This talks about education and how, there's just a lot of messed up things that go on in public education, and how that part right there, just with education alone, is how they can disenfranchise people. And so one of the things he talks about, he says, I'm going to share my screen. One of the things he talked about, he says one of the saddest days in his life was when his mother told him that Superman did not exist. And to hear him talk, he says that, man, he was a huge Superman fan as a kid. Man, he believed that there was a person out there, this man of steel, this superhuman that can leap tall buildings in a single bound, that was faster than a speeding bullet. Are y'all with me? That was out here dedicated to saving people, right? And he sold out to that as a kid. And he said one of the saddest days of his life is when his mother broke the news to him that there is no Superman, right? What I'm here to tell you, family, is that there's some people out there right now. He said that I cried because this was his response. What he said, I cried because in that moment, it dawned on him that there was no one with enough power to come save us. And I'm here to tell you right now that there are people in our communities right now that they living from paycheck to paycheck. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. There's too much month at the end of the money, right? There's too much, right? They're trying to figure out how to make ends meet. They've been on dead-end jobs. They've been doing things. They're looking for an opportunity. They've seen people pass away with no life insurance. They're relying solely on coverage on their job, not knowing, and deep down inside, they just want somebody to come by and have them make sense of all of this. They're looking in the mirror and they say, this just cannot be my life. There has to be a better way. And the reason why I know that is because I was that person. I was that person. I went to school. I got a degree, right? I got out of school. I was working on a job. And I promise y'all, I was like, I did not borrow all that money to get on this job or another job. And I got to do this for another 30 years. I just felt like I had been scammed. And some of y'all might be feeling the scam right now. Like, Lord, this can't be it, right? Well, there's a lot of people that haven't found Primerica as an opportunity or even as a service that they're feeling that way. And somebody's told them and they're feeling like there is no Superman. So I want to share with you guys some of the things that's going on, right? So this is it. Did you guys know the US stock market right now is worth between 40 and 55 trillion dollars? The US stock market, even with it being down, is still worth between 40 and 55. Y'all ain't excited. I ain't talking about the global stock market. I'm talking about the US stock market is worth somewhere between 40 and 55 trillion dollars. But look at this article right here. I pulled this article, this piece off of CNBC. It says the wealthiest 10% of Americans own a record 89% of all US stocks. I want that to sink in real quick. 10% of Americans own almost 90% of all that money. And I'm here to submit, family, that 10%, a lot of them don't look like us. See, we don't have stockbrokers. We don't have, people coming by and telling us about certain things. We get in the game late. We don't have the information, so we tend to be risk adverse. We don't invest. We save, but we don't invest. Are y'all with me? Because nobody's really educated and taught us about the fact. Now, some of you guys might be on here to where you in it, you own it, you ahead of the curve, you're doing your thing. But I guarantee you that if you poll your family and your friends and some of your acquaintances, some of them might be on the sidelines with that. And how I know that is because there's over $16 trillion of money that's sitting on the sidelines right now in savings account, money market accounts, and in insurance policies. Over $16 trillion on the sidelines. And so there's a problem there, but I'm building my case, selling you the Crusade. In addition to that, did you all know the Black wealth gap left Black households vulnerable during the pandemic? How the pandemic is widening the racial wealth gap. These are just some articles that I pulled, guys. The Black-white economic divide is as wide as it's been since 1968. These are recent articles that I'm pulling. Eliminating the black-white generational wealth gap is a generational challenge. And did you know, oh my goodness, hold on a second. Let me see something real quick. How did that one get back there? Hold on a second. I need to bring that one up. Here we go. I'm on it, guys. Hold on a second. I want you to see this last article. Hold on a second. Only 2% of Black families have a net worth above $1 million. Only 2%. Selling you on the Crusade. Why do we do what we do? Why do we do what we do? See, this is the part that you should be focused on. Not the money. The money is going to come. But the part that should be keeping you up at night is how many more people can I get in front of so this is not their story? How can I change the narrative? How can I get that next generation a leg up to where they don't have to start over and go? What can I do to educate and empower? You got to get eaten up with that. Man, are y'all feeling me on this, man? Give me something, man. Give me a thumbs up. Are y'all good? See, I know this ain't sexy like the money. We ain't talking about trips and promotions and stuff like that. This is the part right here, though, that I'm telling you that this is Primerica. This is right. You don't hear a lot of people talking about this, but this is it right here. This is what will keep you in the game, is getting sold out to changing this right here. And so the question I ask is, where is Superman? Where is Superman? Because we see these statistics, we see what's going on. We know what's going on. We've experienced it firsthand with people in our family. How many of you all have known somebody or had someone in your family that was close to you? Had someone in your family that's close to you, or known somebody who has passed away with no life insurance? Raise your hand. With no life insurance. How many of you all have received through social media or anything like that, some type of a GoFundMe request to where somebody passed away and the family didn't have any money, and so the GoFundMe request, raise your hand, it came to you, right? How many of you all have seen somebody standing on the corner with a sign related to loved one died, raising money, need to bury them? How many of y'all done that? All right. How many of y'all that took home a barbecue plate or a spaghetti dinner or something like that as part of a fun run? Okay, I'm the only one that did that. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Oh, hey, okay, a couple more, y'all. Yeah, I didn't bought a dinner or two, trying to help out, giving a donation, right? Now, this could be for an adult, or this could be for a child that has passed away. It's all the same, right? So so we know about that. That's it. Let me ask y'all this. How many people out there, how many of you guys know someone that is of retirement age, well into retirement age, that when you look at them, you say that they don't have no business working, but they're still working because they don't have enough money to retire? They only got no business working, but they're still working because they understand and they found out that retirement is not an age, it's a dollar amount. How many of you all know somebody who retired, but then had to go back to work because they needed some money? See, I'm asking these questions because I want y'all to understand that these statistics that you're seeing in black and white on the screen, yeah, it really makes it, dramatic and all of that, but we don't have to look far. There's evidence that this stuff is real, Erica, right here in our face, every day. And it's so evident and it happens so much, we're almost numb to it. We almost numb to it, to where when we see it, it doesn't shock us anymore. It's almost like it's too common. It's too common. But I'm telling you right now, we don't need to grow numb to that. We don't need to wax cold to that. We don't need to be at a place to where we feel that that's just normal. That's not normal. We got to create a new normal. Are y'all with me? All right.
Hey, Nick.
Yes.
I just had a client about 2 days ago, and she just felt the client felt just hopeless, and she was just like, "I'm just gonna die on this job. I'll never be able to retire." You know. And so we worked on some things, and we're working on some things to get her, change her trajectory, get her in a different mindset. And she was open to that. So yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely correct. You're spot on everything.
Wow, Julia. And I want y'all to think about that. She was just brave enough to say it, bold enough to say it. But how many people are feeling that way and thinking that way? How many of y'all, I mean, for the seasoned people on the team, the people who have, you've done your share of wealth builders for clients and put together financial plans and all that good stuff. How many of you all have heard people make comments, maybe joking, but at the same time serious? And Justin, I want you to chime in on this, to where they say, "Oh, I probably ain't gonna never be able to retire." When we ask that question, what age would you realistically like to retire? And they'll joke and say, "Tomorrow." And then we say, we all laugh, and then they say, "Realistically, man, I probably ain't gonna be able to retire." How many of y'all have heard people say that part?
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame, like do you hear that, bro? Do you see people, and do you come across people that happens?
Yes. You know how you said when they say, "Hey, when do you want to retire?" And you said tomorrow. Well, I've heard today. I've even heard yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But when they actually say, "Nah, for real though, I don't really see myself," they try to some of them try to joke it off and stuff like that. But deep down, it's a major fear. Trust me. Like to not see an end in sight, to know that we're not getting any healthier as we get older. We look to try to maintain our health, right? But having to get up and go to work and do some of us who are, kind of getting up there, right? Sneezing too hard kind of mess you up a little bit. You're like, "Whoo, goddamn." You know what I'm saying? If you hiccup just a little bit too hard, be like, "Whoo, this ain't fun like it used to be." You'd be like, "Mom and Dad, I got the hiccups." Nah, not right now. We're like, we need to stop that. But anyway, let me say something, man. At the convention, they talked about just everything that we're doing in this company, y'all, right? As in terms of the Crusade, right? And they were saying, if you could sign your independent business application all over again, would you sign it for love this time? Would you sign it for love, right? Because a lot of us get started because we're looking to make some additional income, right? To make some additional money. Am I right about it? But he was saying, would you sign it for love? And that's wrapped up in the Crusade. So we're going to learn about life insurance here. We're going to learn about investments, right? And the different strategies that we can put together for clients, right? So that's educating our minds, right? That's educating our minds. But when we're talking about the Crusade and actually keeping you here, right? Learning about how people are dying on the vine financially out there, right? Looking at the wealth gap, right? And just seeing how people just don't understand. I sat down with, I did a field training appointment the other day, and this lady said, my husband has group insurance on the job, so we good. He got insurance through his job, so we're good. I mean, she said it just flat out, and it's just a lot of people that are misinformed and uninformed out there, right? And so as we learn about these things in our community, right, what that's doing is not only educating our minds, but it's educating our hearts. So that's what's going to keep you here in Primerica, getting your heart educated and understanding that the money is going to be there, right? But the more lives you change, the more people you help get what they need in life here, right? In return, you'll get those same things for you and your family. That's all I got.
That's so powerful. That's so good. And, you know, would you sign your IBA for love and not just for money, but for the love of the people that you're serving and the impact that you're going to have? I'm telling you guys, it's got to be for that. Long term, it's got to be for that. Now, we're going to make money here, but it's got to be about the change that you can create. It's got to be about that. It has to be about that. And I'm telling you right now that getting eaten up with that, getting just allowing that to soak in, it allows you to push through your fear. It allows you to push through that apprehension, that trepidation, that uncertainty. Should I? No. Man, do you think the disciples, when they were going out and sharing the gospel, do you think that they were afraid? Absolutely they were. But they did it anyway because they knew what was behind that conversation and the impact that they were trying to create. And I'm telling you right now, man, there's nothing that compares to that message. But this message that we have, I'm telling you, it's going to change some lives. I've delivered my share of death claims. I'm going to repeat that. You haven't been around long enough. You don't know what it's like to deliver a death claim. I've delivered my share of death claims, and I've seen with my own two eyes, and I'm going to tell a story here in just a second. Later on, I've seen with my own two eyes how that death claim changes things, y'all. What we do is real. What we do is real. And so the question is, where is Superman? Maybe he or she doesn't know they're Superman. And so what we got to do is we got to show them that they're Superman. All right. So let's talk about investments, right? And what's going on right there. Did you know that when it comes to investments, nearly 30% of the people say they have less than $25,000 in investments put away for retirement? Nearly 30% say they have less than $25,000 in savings and investment put away for retirement. Y'all, when I see these statistics, I think that some of the people that be responding to this stuff be lying, because I think the numbers be bigger than the 30%. Almost half of Americans say that they worry that they'll run out of money in retirement. I think that number is bigger too, right? And so let's talk about some of the things that we educate people on when it comes to investments. I know that you've seen this before, and it's just a trivial thing. Hey, rule of 72, it's just a novelty thing, blah, blah, blah. But I want you to really feel the power of the rule of 72 tonight, right? This is the foundational rule of the money game. See, one thing that people in America will do, we'll stop everything to watch a daggum game. We'll put everything on hold. Man, we'll burn the food up on the stove in the oven. The kids are dating to kill themselves. We'll spill stuff on our shirts and our clothes, messing around, watching the game, right? Folks will mess around and fist fight, get into people that, man, folks do everything over the game, right? But the one game that's the important game that everybody plays, whether you got a scholarship, been drafted, or whatever the case may be, it don't matter. The one game that we all play is the money game. And we ain't never been taught the rules. Not the real rules of the money game. We've never been taught the rules. We all went to elementary, middle school, high school, some college, graduate degrees, all this kind of stuff. And ain't nobody ever sat down to teach us the rule of the money game that my 8-year-old son could understand. And we think that that's an accident. No, that's by design. And so that's what the rule of 72 is. And we ourselves, we can apply it to our lives, the rule of 72. But better yet, we can teach it, man. And so here it is, man. You got 3 people, got $1,000 each, right? How it works is you take whatever rate of return that you're earning on your money, divide it into 72, and that tells you how many years it takes for your money to double. For those who have never heard it, I'm going to repeat it. You take whatever interest rate, the rate of return that you're earning on your money, divide it into that magic number 72, and that tells you how many years it takes for your money to double, right? So if you got these three people, they all got a little piece of their stimulus check, they got $1,000 each. If the first person's going to put their money in a vehicle earning 3%, Mia, check this out. If they don't know what 3% does, they cool with it. They'll put their money in an account that's earning 0% because they don't know and they're okay with it. But let's just say that they're earning 3%. 3 goes into 72 6 times. So that means that their money will double every 6 years. So this is what they'll have in 48 years. If they don't add any new money to it, don't take any of the money out. Cameron, they just let it sit. It's going to take 24 years for their money to double. The 1,000 going to be 2,000 in 24 years, not 24 months, not 24 weeks, not 24 days. 24 years is going to be $2,000. And then in another 24 years, it's going to double to 4,000. And most people's money that look like you and I, most of our wealth is in the bank, where we're getting less than 1%. That's what's going on. 6%, it doubles every 12 years, but look at that 12%. Look at that 12%. It doubles every 6 years. See, it just makes sense. We work hard for the money. Why not have the money in a position to work harder for us? But here's the problem. See, the only financial relationship that we know of in our community that most of us know is the bank or the credit union. And do banks and credit unions offer you 12%? No. They offer you a money market account or a CD at best that might earn 1.3%. So they'll get you in that and hit you over the head, but it's FDIC guaranteed. Yeah, guaranteed to keep you broke. Well, they'll take your money, pool it all together with everybody else's money, and they'll invest all of our money in the global economy, and they'll go make the 12%, Angel. That's what banks do. Now, I'm not trying to get you to not bank with anybody, but when it comes to creating wealth, our people need to understand it. Do you know how many people have never seen the rule of 72? That they don't even know that it exists? And it doesn't matter if you got a PhD, and the PhD I'm talking about is a public high school diploma. That's if you got that, you share this, so they're gonna be like, bruh. And if you ask a person, which one would you rather have, 3% or 12%, even if they were a deaf mute. Lord, I hope ain't nobody on here a deaf mute. But even if they're a deaf mute, if you just point to it and say, they gonna say, You don't even have to use words for it. Everybody's gonna pick the 12%. I'm telling you, it's just that easy. But see, this is the money game. So how do you win the money game if you don't know the rules? Who would benefit from learning this rule? Everybody. Shouldn't we have learned this rule in school? Yes. Where is Superman? Where's Superman? Maybe they don't know they're Superman or Superwoman. They don't know. All right. So this is a new one for you. This is called pay yourself first. The high cost of waiting. See, when you don't pay yourself first and you say, I'll get around to it, and you don't start young, but you start later, so you're going to pay a price. See, this is an example of somebody, check this out, they're saving $200 a month, because that's how most people save money, $200 a month. They're going to earn about an average 9% rate of return, and they're going to do that, they're going to commit to that for 40 years, from age 25 to age 65. They say, hey, look, I'm going to work my job, I'm going to set aside some money, but I'm going to be disciplined, right? $200 a month, 9% rate of return from age 25 to age 65. That's going to grow to about $943,000. It's not bad. It's not bad, right? But if they waited just 1 year, because they just said, hey, I'll get around to it next year. Let's just say that they didn't do it at 25. See, a lot of times people think that that's a $2,400 difference. No, no, no. If you take into account what they missed out on in that 1 year, that one less year of compounding, that money's going to be $860,080. That's a difference of $83,000. That 1 year made that big of a difference. And that's why it's important for us to catch people young while they're still starting out. They're just starting out. Let's get them in the game, started investing money and creating wealth. You may be on this call where you like, man, that's me. If you like me, you look like that was me 20 years ago. I'm joking. That's the truth, though. What about if you wait until age 30? It might look like it's $12,000, but over time, if you start at age 30, that $200 a month at 9%, by the time you're turning 65, it'd be $592,000. That's a difference of $350,000. This is the high cost of waiting. What about somebody that's 40? $225,000. $225,000. Isn't that crazy, y'all? Some of us are like, man, hold on a second. Lord, because somebody has shown me this like 15 years ago, 10 years ago. I probably would have made a better decision and a better choice. I probably would have did that. And so because of that, that makes us all the more important why we should be out here communicating and educating people, because we got to catch people while they're in a place, show them this information so they'll know that they need to do it now rather than later. Does that make sense, family? It's the high cost of waiting. Selling you the Crusade and why it's important for us to be out here. Do you know your FIN number, financial independence number? Most people don't know their FIN number. We have that information to share with people. But then let's talk about when it comes to protection. Did you know nearly 46% of Americans have no life insurance coverage? This was back in 2020. 46% of Americans have zero life insurance coverage, and about 60 million American households are underinsured right now, with an average life insurance coverage gap of 200,000. They're underinsured or they're uninsured. See, that's an opportunity for us. Somebody's waiting on you. And you know what? And I heard it said that a lot of times people don't have life insurance because nobody's come to them and asked them. Nobody's come to them and asked them. So that's an opportunity for us. So we're at the right place at the right time to make this happen. All right. And so we believe in the theory of decreasing responsibility. I know that there's a lot of funny different policies that are out there. We're going to talk about them in the coming weeks. You know, different types of policies where they not only have life insurance, but they bundle savings together. They're talking about you can create wealth from your life insurance. That's how wealthy people do it and all kind. I know you've been getting it on your social media and all that. We're going to talk about it. And we're gonna set the record straight on all of that. And we're gonna teach you and train you on how to set the record straight. Are y'all excited about that? Because I'm telling you right now, if you're not careful, this bad information, this toxic information that's out there, it can capture your family and your friends. And they mess around, be walking around with the wrong type of coverage. thinking that they're doing something right, but somebody put them in something wrong just to make some money off of them, and they don't even know it. But we're gonna address that. We're gonna talk about that. And so let's talk about the theory of decreasing responsibilities. Guys, these are core principles and fundamentals that we believe in. This is what we believe about life insurance. See, when you look at this red line right here, this represents life insurance. The blue line represents money, right? See, in the early years, a person needs a lot of life insurance coverage. Why? Because they have a lot of responsibilities. They might have kids that's dependent on them, debt, a mortgage. So this is a young couple right here. They have a young daughter. If either one of them were to pass away in today's society, most of the times, households run on two incomes. Very few households run on one income. Most households run on two income. So both husband and wives are the breadwinners. One might make more money than the other one, but they're both breadwinners. But why? Because the household cannot just run on one income. So I see that they're both breadwinners. But if one of them passed away, the job will not keep sending the paycheck to the family. Am I right or am I right? Not gonna do it. Your job love you, but they don't love you. Think your job love you. You find out if your job really love you. If you pass away, are they gonna still keep paying your family the paycheck? You gonna find out they don't even like you, right? So a person needs a lot of life insurance coverage at this stage, because in the early years, they may not have a lot of money saved. We just talked about how a lot of people don't have a lot of money saved, right? So while they're building their nest egg, they're financially vulnerable. They need life insurance in place, because if they were to pass away, life insurance replaces their income. That's why we call it income replacement. Everybody say that with me. You don't have to come off mute. Everybody say income replacement. Say it again. 1, 2, 3. Income replacement. Yeah. Income replacement. That's what life insurance is. It's for income replacement. It's not to just bury a person. No, it's supposed to replace your most valuable asset to your family, which is your ability to generate a paycheck. We understand that your love and your presence and your secret barbecue sauce, I understand that that's your asset. I mean, you known for that. I get it. You put your foot in them ribs and all of that. But if you pass away, they ain't missing the ribs. They missing that paycheck. So that's what life insurance is for. It's designed to replace the income to the family. So that's what life insurance is, income protection. But as a person gets older, you notice these arrows flip-flop as they go through life. Now the blue line, if you move to the right side, the blue line is on top, red line's on the bottom. Now the couple is older. Where's their daughter? She's an adult now. She's in her own situation. She's responsible. She's independent. She's grown, right? But the need for life insurance actually goes down. Why? Because as a person gets older, they should have less responsibilities. Kids are grown, they're adults. Debt should be lower. Mortgage should be paid. So they don't need a lot of life insurance at this stage. They need a lot of money because it's time to retire. So this is why we believe in term insurance, because term allows a family to get the life insurance coverage they need when they need it at a cost that's affordable to them. But at the same time, we believe in saving and investing money, not inside of a life insurance policy. Don't be fooled. That stuff is a ripoff. We believe in saving money, but keep it outside of the life insurance policy. That way, the client is in control of the savings. And as they get older and they're building their nest egg, by the time they reach retirement, we want our clients to have so much cash, Angel, that they self-insured. That they're self-insured. And it's so funny, Julia, when I tell people that, sometimes they be like, what's that? What's self-insured? What does that mean, self-insured? Do y'all think Oprah need a life insurance policy? Do you think Jay-Z and Beyonce need a life insurance policy? Anybody that you think of, they can have it if they want it. but do you think they need it? Do you think that they're going to be trying to raise money for a funeral and to pay? No. See, when you're wealthy, when you're independently wealthy, you have money in cash, say you have enough money to where if you pass away, your family can pay for things out of your estate. Now, you can still keep a policy, that's fine, but it's not necessarily a need at that point. Are y'all with me? And so that's the position that we're able to put our clients in. You can look your client in the eye and say, look, if you work with me and we do this right, this will be the last life insurance policy that you'll ever need. Because by the time we get to the end of the term, if we do this right, you should be in a position where you have enough wealth that you can be self-insured. That's powerful, guys. Where's Superman? All right, check this out. Married couple. They bring home $4,000 a month. They make more than that. They salary bigger than that, but they bring home $4,000 each after taxes, after insurance. What lands in the family bank account, checking account from each of them is $4,000 a month in income. They have a daughter. Beautiful family. This is a fall day. They're in the park, just walking. Now they ain't walking. Erica, they taking a stroll. See, it's a difference between taking a walk and taking a stroll. They taking a stroll. See, when you take a stroll, you might be kicking some leaves a little bit. See, they kicking leaves. They swinging baby girl. They doing their thing. But here's the problem. What if the husband starts to get short of breath? And as they're strolling, he stops. And his wife looks over at him and says, babe, you all right? He was like, I'm just trying to catch my breath. I don't know, it might have been something that I ate. And she was like, well, do we need to stop? He like, no. And they keep walking a little bit more. And then he stops again. But this time, he really ain't looking good. She like, babe, what's up? And he's like, I don't know. And his eyes roll back in his head and he collapses. Wife screaming, oh my goodness, what's going on? What's going on? Daughter is crying because she don't know what's happening. Listen to this. Real story. She calls 911 saying, get here quick, my husband just collapsing. Is he on any medication? Not that I know of. No, he's not on any medication. He's healthy. He works out. All right, we're on our way. They send the paramedics out there. They come and they working on him, pumping his chest, all that good stuff. They put him on the gurney again. Wife is freaking out. She's calling her mom, calling his mom, telling him what's going on. Meet us at the hospital, all that stuff. They're speeding. They're doing everything. Everybody's supposed to be headed to the hospital to see what's going on. And unfortunately, he doesn't make it. He does not make it. See, stuff like that happens all the time. Stuff like that happens every single day. But here's the problem. We say that that's sad, that that's unfortunate. But what we don't really talk about is what's going on after the funeral. See, when he was there, they brought home $4,000 each. Look at their bills, guys. They got a mortgage, they got cars, they got credit cards, they got other debts, they got insurance, utilities, groceries, childcare. They got $7,000 a month worth of monthly bills. Y'all ain't hearing me. He passes away. What will the family lose? The bills are still there, but is the income there? What if I told you that he died and he had no life insurance? See, what you guys don't understand is that there are people in your family that look just like that couple. They drive good, they dress good, they vacation good, they doing it all. They on Instagram, social media, they're living their best life now, and they're walking around and they don't have any life insurance. Why? Because I'm young. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I'm bulletproof. It's all good. We know our birthday, but we don't know our death day. What will happen to the family? Put it in the chat. What you think is going to happen to the family? Type it in the chat. They got $7,000 worth of bills. Wife is bringing in $4,000 a month. What's going to happen to the wife and baby girl and their whole situation? What's going to happen to them? It happens all the time. To good people, it happens all the time. And you know what? They probably would have did something had somebody come and talked to them and sat down with them and educated them and said, hey, cuz, hey, friend, hey, nephew, let me holler at you real quick. Let me show you something. Let me share this with you. Have you thought about this? What's going on here? And you know what? They probably would have said, man, I don't know. Nobody's ever talked to me about it. You know what? You're right. I need this. Yeah, I need that. But in life, there are no do-overs. But in Primerica, Kimberly Lewis, we're going to make it a do-over, right? Oh, let's bring him back. Here we go. Here we go. We bringing him back. We bringing him back. But this time, we're going to put $1 million in life insurance coverage on both of them. $1 million on him, $1 million on the wife, $15,000 in coverage on baby girl. And most people look at that and say, man, how much more is that going to cost them, man? That's going to cost them $400-500? Nope. It just adds $189 a month to their budget. Y'all ain't excited. But guess what, family? That day in the park is still going to happen. They still going to be walking. They still going to be talking. They still going to be kicking leaves. He's still going to stop and try to catch his breath. His wife's still going to ask him, are you okay? He's going to say, yeah, keep on walking. He's going to still stop again. And he's going to pass out and ultimately die. But this time, he's leaving behind $1 million in tax-free money in the form of life insurance to his family. And it only increased his budget by $189 a month. And this is what that legacy will leave behind. See, of that $1 million, if he put a lump sum of $110,000 into an investment, if the mom did that, that $1 million, put $110,000 in a lump sum investment for baby girl, she looked like she about maybe 4 or 5. By the time she turns age 25, let's say she's 5 in 20 years, assuming just a modest 8% rate of return, that one-time lump sum of $110,000 will be now $541,000, and that's what she'd come into at age 25. Y'all ain't excited. But that's not all. The wife will still have $890,000 of that $1 million, tax-free. She can take $390,000 to pay off the debt. She can herself can get an additional $1 million in coverage. Why? Because if she checks out of here, she want to make sure that baby girl is real good. If she invested $350,000, by the time baby girl turns age 25, in 20 years, mom will have 1.7 million. See, that's the impact that we can have. That's the impact that you can make in what we do, right? So I'm wrapping it all up. People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. What we do, the solution is the wealth builder, the financial needs analysis. This is part of the crusade. The problem is you got a lot of companies out there selling products. Nobody's offering a total solution. The wealth builder is that. It's customized, confidential, complimentary. The financial GPS that shows people where they are, but ultimately where they need to go. This is the plan. Life insurance, retirement, emergency savings, kids' college education, debt elimination strategies, will and estate planning, auto and homeowners insurance. This is the plan that we all have access to be able to really, really just promote the crusade. And so what are you waiting on, Superman or Superwoman? If you haven't figured it out, that person is you. See, the thing is that when you see crime happening, when you see injustices being committed, when you see people that are out there that you know, man, hey, look, they might not be headed in the right direction of retirement. They may not have life insurance. Who knows? Y'all have never talked about it. But here's the thing. They don't even know what you do. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know what you're a part of. They don't know that this is what you're doing to impact families in the community. Now's the time. You can't just sit back with your arms crossed, floating in midair with your license. And with the concepts and the education that you have and the people that you're connected to, your trainers, so like, we got to get out there and we got to touch the community. And by touching the community, everything else is going to fall into place. But let me tell you what you're waiting on, because every superhero, particularly Superman, they have something that can get to him. Superman's thing that can destroy him and damage is kryptonite. So I ask you today, Superman, Superwoman, what's your kryptonite? Is it a poor work ethic? Well, we can fix that. All we got to do is find out what's your why. What's your real why for joining the business? We can overcome that kryptonite. Once we identify what your real why is for joining this business, hopefully that can help you overcome a poor work ethic, right? What else? What's your kryptonite? Is it being distracted, right? We can talk through that. See, the great thing about Primerica is that this is a business that you can do around your schedule. You just might need some help with the scheduling part. You might need somebody that work with you to help you organize your calendar. We're not trying to take over your life. Nobody's asking you to do Primerica 7 days a week and nothing like, no. But there is people that are experienced enough to coach you and to lead you, to have you create your schedule. You create your schedule and put you on a plan to where even with the time that you can invest, you can get optimal results. You can get optimal results. But it's going to take a commitment and it's going to take consistency. So we can help you get past and overcome that kryptonite, right? Being distracted. We can help you get organized. We can help you lay out. You can help you lay out a plan. We can help you get on track there. What's your kryptonite? Is it limited belief? Limited belief. We can help you there too. But this is an area where you got to do a lot of personal work. We're going to challenge you to get into self-improvement and self-development. What's the last book that you've read that really poured into you? What are you listening to? Who are you hanging around, right? Who's sowing into you? Or who are you allowing to sow into you? We can help you overcome that. But that area right there, having limiting beliefs, limited belief level, that's an area where you're going to have to do a lot of the work. You're going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting there. We can give you a blueprint and a plan, but if that's your challenge, then guess what, family? You're going to have to do a lot. But we've been there. We understand. We know. We also know how to help you build that and how to change that. But you got to trust us in that process. What else? Is it fear? Well, fear is a real thing. We just need to identify what your fear is. Is it fear of rejection? Or is it fear of the unknown? Could it be fear of success? Could it be fear of success? And when I say success, I'm not talking about money. See, when I say success, I'm talking about prosperity type success. I ain't talking about money prosperity. See, all prosperity is, at the end of the day, is more responsibility. You might be afraid of more responsibility right now. But we just need to identify what your fear is, what your real fear is, and we can help you work through it. Selling you the Crusade. And then last but not least, this is the most severe, this is the most powerful form of kryptonite, and it's called apathy. Apathy. If this is your kryptonite, then we need to join hands and we need to pray. Because apathy is a lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. That's apathy. That means that you don't care. What you see and what you hear and what you know that people are going through, even though you know you have the solution for it, you don't care. You don't give a D. And if that's your kryptonite, then we got to talk about that. And that's a spirit we got to pray out of it. I'm joking, y'all. But that is the most powerful form of kryptonite. Hopefully, that's nobody's kryptonite. I don't think that you would even be a part of this group. We don't attract people like that. People who do get attracted like that, they just really don't care. They just about money. They don't really care about people. What you'll find out is that they don't last long in our group. Like, we just have a compassionate heart. We love people and all of that. And that's just uncomfortable to them. They don't like it, so they end up leaving. And that's okay. God bless them, right? But just know that if you ever feel apathy coming in to where you just don't care anymore, talk to your upline, talk to your RVP, talk to your coach. Don't go talk to your broke cousin. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go talk to your broke best friend like that. No, talk to somebody that understands where you're coming from and that can give you some support and some words of wisdom about how to work through that. Because it's really not that you don't really care anymore, that you don't care. You might just be jaded by the experience and maybe something that people have done to you. And we can help you work through that. All right. Are y'all with me? I'm serious, y'all. This is stuff that, look, I've been in this business for 19 years. I've seen it. I know it. And these are things that can really derail you in your commitment to the crusade. All right. There's kryptonite out there. You're a Superman. You're a Superwoman. We have the power to save the financial worlds of so many people. I just want us to tap into that power and go do something great. All right. And so that's all I got, family. Super J Hall of Fame. Talk to the people, man. Let them know what time it is. And then we'll go through the announcements. What thoughts and comments do you have, sir? You and Brittany.
Man, it was a phenomenal training, Coach. I think that everybody got a lot out of what was said today. I mean, it was so much that was unpacked. And being in the business for the time that Brittany and I have been here, it still gets us on fire. Like, it still knocks us on our back pockets. You know what I mean? To just understand the need that's out there, you know? And so everybody just eating up with what this company does and what we're able to do, right? Like I said, I sat down with the family and a young lady said, she told me that she had $250,000 in coverage, right? And she had like 5 kids. She was a single mom, 5 young kids, handling her business too, right? But she said, I got $250,000 in coverage. I was like, okay, great, right? Sat down with her, pulled the policy out, y'all. She only had $25,000 in coverage. And she was sitting there, however y'all are feeling right now, imagine how she was feeling paying on that policy for the years that she was paying on it. And she was like, I only have $25,000. And I'm sitting here pointing at her, showing her what she has, right? And so this is, again, educating our hearts, right? Like, what we do is real out here, y'all. A lot of people, they have no idea what's going on. I mean, where they could be investing their money, those options, if no one is presenting that option to you, then it doesn't exist to you, right? I mean, I'm putting my money at the credit union because they're giving me 1%. You know, back in the day, this was years ago, I remember it was one of my supervisors back in the day. She was with Capital One at the time. And this is when me and Brittany, we were young in the business, super young. And when she was just telling everybody at the job, she was like, man, Capital One just upgraded me. They upgraded me to an account and I'm earning 3% of my money. So y'all just saw the rule of 72, right? So y'all know how long it's taking that money to double, okay? And I was just looking at it like, wow, right? But one thing that I did want to comment on, I'm pulling it all together, on that rule of 72 slide, with the 12%, right? Doubling every 6 years. And in a 48-year period, it would have been 256,000, right? Imagine if your parents or whoever raised you, right? They put $10,000 away for you when you were born, right? Some of y'all are approaching that 48 years. Some of you may be past the 48, right? But just imagine coming into $256,000 because your parents put that 10,000 away, right? Now, it probably didn't happen for two reasons. A lot of times people don't have that lump sum of money to put away, right? And then number two, somebody would have needed to provide them the education to actually do that. So that's the war that we're fighting out here in the street, right? We have to continue to bring financial literacy to our people. We have to be unwavering in our commitment to do that, right? And there are a lot of financial services companies out there, but you're with the most important one. You're with the most important one. Primerica Financial Services is the most important company out here. Why? Because our target market is middle income families, Main Street families, right? The people who don't have a lot of money now, but one day they would like to have that money. Are you with me? And so what we doing is special, y'all. I'm about to hang it up. I told someone else, I said, hey, we don't have people coming in our community. Well, in our subdivision, and I'm sure in yours, we have people all the time coming to knock on our door to offer us pest control. Has anybody got the pest control people that come through, right? And it says do not solicit in this deal, and they still find their way up in here. Also, got a lot of people that come through saying, hey, security systems. And I'm not gonna front, we did upgrade. We went from ADT to another company. We was like, okay, appreciate you. All right, you got one off, good job, right? But what we don't have are people that are knocking on your door, right? From a financial services company. It could be American Express. Oh, y'all didn't know that was a financial services company, right? Merrill Lynch, right? Charles Schwab, Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, keep it going. That's knocking on your door and saying, hey, Mrs. So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so, right? I would like to offer you a free financial game plan to make sure that your family is on track. I'm talking about name badge and everything, ready to go. What day can we actually set that up? Is that happening in your community? No, it's not. No, it's not. But Primerica is running Zooms all over the US, right? We're in families' homes. We're out here seeking, searching, looking for people just like us, right? That are hardworking people that want to retire one day, that want to raise their kids, they want to do all these things, right? Pay their home off, whatever it may be, and actually putting a financial program in place for those families. That's the company that you're a part of. Like, we're a part of something so special, y'all. We really have the goose that lays all the golden eggs. And the longer you sit here and plug in, and the families that you continue to impact, your belief will continue to increase in this company. Okay? That's all I got, y'all.
Fantastic, my brother. I'm gonna kick it over to my better half, Rahima Bracy. Babe, any comments that you have to share in light of the information that we covered on tonight's training?
Hey, family. How's everybody doing tonight? Man, it's so much to say, but really it's just very, very, very simple. Justin said it. We are just with a very special company. It feels like not having financial knowledge feels complicated. Moving into the position where you start to have financial knowledge feels complicated, but the solutions we provide are very simple. The education that we provide is actually very simple, right? And so you have to have a financial foundation of life insurance. Where we are missing out, where we've missed out for generation to generation is not having big enough life insurance policies, right? We had to start from zero or negative instead of starting with something. We started with nothing instead of starting with something. Other communities, other races and cultures of people have built their wealth through generations through life insurance policies, right? Our families are, and our grandmothers and our people, they were sold $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 policies, right? With somebody coming and knocking on their door every month to get that money for that policy, when other communities were taking out $500,000, $700,000, $1 million policies, right? And feeding that from generation to generation, right? And so that's where we've missed out because we've been taught the wrong thing. Y'all, there's so much nonsense right now at this very moment on social media about the wrong life insurance. And I'm so excited that this is where we are in our training right now, because we need more people out here crusading for the right thing, right? There's so much just, it's like, and the crap that's being put out there is being put out there to people that look like us, right? It is literally specifically designed and being put out to our actual target 25 to 50 age group, right? That's who it's being targeted to, and people that look like us, Black and brown, because we don't know enough. And so I'm so glad that this is where we're going to be training on over the next couple of weeks, right? Having money saved up, right? It literally is not, it's not just not just saving, but where you save, right? When I found out that it was the where you save, right? Because my parents taught me to save. I had a bank account from a very young age, right? I always talk about my inner cheapie, right? My inner cheapie requires that I save, right? I don't spend a lot and I save a lot, but knowing where to save makes the big difference, right? People, I think about how people talked about retirement when I was a child in the 80s versus how, y'all, if you ever hear people talk about retirement right now, the way, I mean, anytime I go into like groups where older, and for some reason, I guess it's usually like older Black women, right? Talking about retirement, they're talking about just changing jobs. That's all they're actually talking about. They're literally just talking about changing jobs. I worked at this job for 30 years and I'm gonna retire and I'm just gonna get another job for the rest of to do my retirement in. That's all that they're not talking about, actually retiring, traveling, relaxing, getting new hobbies, discovering new parts of themselves in their lives, right? Getting new purpose, right? Because they can't retire fully and completely. It's not even possible. And so for us to be able to have these tools at our fingertips, to really be able to help, not the education is key, right? Because we have to educate, because the education is required, but not only to educate, but to implement, right? It's the education and the implementation is so powerful. And it's just such a blessing to be a part of Primerica. It's such a blessing to be a part of this group, this team. And I want to say too, because the beauty of it is we can help everybody. We can help everybody from the people just getting started and who have very little to people who have a lot. And that's the thing that I always want everybody to remember is, even though people make a lot of money, and we know people who make a lot of money, they have no, these are friends of mine, y'all. These are people I know, I've known for a long time, who are super educated, master's degrees, all these things, Harvard, blah, 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 right? They on social media talk about, where can I go to get, you got 5%? Okay, you got 5%. What are y'all talking about? And your savings that, I got, instead of 0.5% at the, I got 1%. Y'all are talking about 0.5% and 1%. What kind of conversation are you really having about investments? Don't get on social media talking about stuff like that. Sit down, let's sit down and actually have a financial conversation. And these are people who present themselves as if they're doing extremely well, but at the end of the day, they don't have the financial education that's required to really get wealthy, right? They look the part, they have on their name brands, they have the fancy jobs and the titles, but they still don't know what to do with their money to actually have their money make money, right? And so don't ever be fooled by the way people look when it comes down to the education and what we have to provide. What we have to provide, what we know, what we're able to share is able to help everybody at every income level. And so really, I love this series that we're on. The Crusade is alive and real. It's just as real now in 2022 as it was when the company got started back in the 70s, right? And then what we're about to go through over these next couple of weeks when it comes to breaking down life insurance policies and understanding life insurance policies is going to be super extremely powerful. So make sure you stay plugged in and stay tuned.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that, babe. Great job. Y'all stay plugged in for the next couple of weeks. We got some goodies for you. We're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it. We're going to go over it. We're going to review it. Last thing I want to tell, I said something about it earlier. I want to come back to it. I don't want to forget about it. I said that I've delivered my share of death claims, right? I've delivered my share of death claims. And I want you to know, because a lot of times you can be in this business and you don't really know the power of what you do. You might write a policy here or two, you know, Kimberly Lewis and this, that, and the other, but it's not until you deliver your first death claim that it becomes really real to you. So there was a young man that, and this is a good story, you know, because I know sometimes we can get in front of people and they just not interested in, you know, maybe getting life insurance and stuff like that. But this is a story. This person was not my personal client. I do have stories about personal clients, but I want to tell this particular story. This person was not my personal client. Rahima's sister, who's now a dentist, got her own dental practice, stuff like that. When she had just graduated from Hampton University, she came down here to Houston and just to kind of stay with Rahima and stuff like that and hang out, just getting herself together. You know how it is if you get out of college, like, what am I going to do next, right? And so she was hanging out and she said, you know what, yo, I see what y'all doing. I'm going to get a life insurance license. We were like, what? It's like, all right, cool. Yeah, go and get your license. And not only did she get her license, but she was a crusader. She was talking about it, you know, the people that she came in contact with, stuff like that. And so she worked at this dental office that was close by Rahima's house. She wasn't a dentist yet. She was just working in that environment. And she was talking to all her coworkers, and none of her coworkers were interested. But it was one particular young man. He was a young Hispanic gentleman. He had to be roughly around maybe like about 24, 25 or so years old. He said, I'll sit down with you. And she was like, for real? She was like, yeah. They went to lunch. And she told him about what we do and stuff like that. And he said, you know what? I want to get a life insurance policy. He was single, no kids, and he got a life insurance policy. And she wrote that policy and he got the coverage and he paid those premiums every month and all that good stuff. Didn't think nothing else about it, right? Watch this. So some years go by. She leaves Houston. Now she's back on the East Coast, you know, going on her path to become a dentist and stuff like that. She's on Facebook one day and she's seeing these messages being posted about, man, it's so sad what happened to this young man. She's not knowing. She's like, oh, what's going on? So she gets in contact with some people back here in Houston and find out that this young man passed away. So Rahima and her, they called me and they telling me about what's going on. And she was like, I wrote a policy on him while I was there. Can you look in the system and see whether or not it's still active? I looked in the system, policy was still in force. Now we were like, we need to get in touch with the family. Here's the problem. We don't have anybody's phone number. Now, this is also a story about why it's important to get emergency contact information and beneficiaries. So y'all ain't hearing me. That's important. We had to do some digging and calling and stuff like that and all that type of stuff. Finally got in touch with the young man's brother. We got in touch with the brother. And the brother just so happened to be the beneficiary. We got in touch with him, right? I'll never forget this. I was at a gas station off 290, around 290 in Barker, Cypress. I was at a gas station over there. And Ray calls me and she says, Nick, I got him on the phone. I was pumping gas. I said, okay, hold on a second. Let me get in my car. I got in the car and I said, okay, go ahead and get him in. She three-wayed him in and she said, hey, Nick, I got him on. She introduced us and I started talking to him, letting him know who I was and giving my condolences and stuff like that. My first question to him is said, how did you guys pay for the funeral? He says, well, we didn't have any life insurance on him. So my parents had to take a loan from their 401k to pay for the funeral. And I said, I'm sorry to hear that. I wish we had gotten to you guys sooner. But I'm here to tell you, your brother had a life insurance policy with our company, and you're the beneficiary. And he was like, he did? And I was like, yes, he did. And you're the beneficiary. And then he said, well, how much coverage did he have? I said, man, your brother left you $400,000. Instantly, he broke down crying on the phone. Instantly, he broke down crying on the phone. And all he kept saying was, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody was emotional on that call. We all crying and stuff like that. And he was like, we didn't even know how we were going to put a headstone on his grave. We didn't know. And so they paid that death claim out, no questions asked. His brother lived in Dallas. He worked at the 7-Eleven corporate office. I drove to downtown Dallas. He secured a conference room, and I handed that $400,000 check over to his brother. And we just got to talk. And I said, man, what happened to him? He said, we don't know yet. He said that he woke up on Saturday and he was going around just with his day, and he just had this headache. He had this headache that he couldn't shake. And his mom said, Mijo, just go take a nap. Just go lay down. And he went and laid down, and he never woke back up. Y'all, he was like 27 years old. Never woke back up. But because he had the courage, in spite of what his coworkers, they out there, y'all. He got the mentality. They're out there. So I don't want you to grow weary and well-doing just because a knucklehead tell you no, right? They're out there. He got that policy, and he paid for that policy himself. He paid for that policy. He didn't know when he bought that policy over lunch that he was going to die 2-3 years later. He didn't know that. Nobody does. But he bought that policy, and he had it, and it paid out $400,000. I later talked to his brother. He said that what they found out, this is later on, a couple of months later, we just kind of kept in touch. He said his brother had an undiagnosed heart condition that the doctor said he probably had since birth, and they never knew about it. And that's how he died. I'm telling you right now, you can't tell me Primerica ain't real. When I drove up there and I handed him that check, to see the look on his face and what he was going to be able to do for his parents and stuff like that, this is real, y'all. And I don't want you to let people rob you of your joy and your energy for doing this. I don't want you to let them do that, because what we do is too important. I got another one for you next week. I'll save it till next week. But family, just stay connected, stay tuned. Next week, we are going to talk about breaking down trash value life insurance. We're going to talk about breaking down trash value life insurance. We're going to put it on wax. We're going to record it so that way you can listen to it and watch it over and over again as many times as you want. We're going to upload it to the Hierarchy YouTube channel. But I'm telling you right now, guys, this team, this organization, we're going to do what's right 100% of the time. And them folks in the industry that's spreading these lies, they're going to fear us. They're going to fear us because we're going to be out here swinging our samurai sword, and it's going to be real sharp. Are y'all with me? Who excited about that? Y'all got to get excited about that. I know that's right. Come on. So you're at the right place at the right time, family. Just know that we love you guys. Man, let's go win the day. Mia, I got y'all's texts, y'all text messages. I'm excited about it. We about to get it going already. So all the new teammates, if this is your first training, what a great training to be a part of. And just know that, man, what we're doing is special. And let's go maximize this game changer IBA situation so we can grow your agency. The purpose of recruiting is so you can duplicate yourself. You yourself, man, you can change lives. But if you build a team, you can change the world. So let's all go build a team. Let's all go build a team. So that way it's an army of us out there that's preaching financial news to the poor and setting the captives free. All right. Before we get out, we always have a tradition where we pray our way out. We pray our way out. So if y'all don't mind, then we're going to virtually grab hands. We're going to virtually grab hands, and then we're going to pray, and then we're going to close out. If you don't mind, go ahead and bow your head. Lord, Heavenly Father, we come giving thanks for your grace, goodness, and mercy. Father, we thank you for your favor. We thank you for your presence. We thank you for just your blessings and your overflow and your goodness that you are pouring out upon us. Lord Father, we thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for positioning us, Lord Father, to be able to have an impact on the community in which we serve. Father, we know that there's a lot of information out there that's trying to capture some people, some folks that's out there that's trying to lead people astray, Lord God. Allow us to be able to stand up on the inside and have the courage to be able to go out and share truth and to share knowledge and share wisdom, to be able to help people build a strong financial house with the right concepts, with the right tools and the right services and products. And so that way they can leave generational wealth for years to come. Father, we know that it's not just about the money. Father, it's about serving. It's about impacting. It's about educating. And as we go out, Lord Father, we know that for a lot of us, Lord Father, this is new. Father, this is different. This is a little bit strange, right? Father, we pray that we know that, that you didn't bring us here by accident, that we're here for a reason. We're here for a cause, and that we find purpose here. That we get just enchanted with the crusade, Lord Father, and that we use that crusade to be able to just help people get on their clear path to building some confidence and some hope in their future, Lord God. And we'll be mindful to always give you the glory, honor, and praise, because you deserve it and you are worthy. Until we see each other again, continue to watch between us in our absence, in our going and our coming. Keep your hedge of protection all around us, and continue to take us to new heights and new levels of victory, increase, and abundance. Bless us, and also bless our families, bless our spouses, bless our significant others, and bless our children and our children's children, Lord Father. And we'll be mindful to give you praise. Until we see each other again, all these blessings we ask in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen. All right, family. We love you guys. Thank y'all so much for your patience and your energy and just your commitment to stay engaged. And just know, family, that the best is yet to come. We love you all, and we'll see y'all at the top. Peace, everybody.
Somebody lift your hands as we celebrate the greatness of our God. He's great and he's greatly to be praised. It's a little worship song that says this: our God is awesome.
My God is awesome. He can move a mountain. Keep me in the valley. Hide me from the rain.
Come on, our God is awesome.
My God is awesome.
He heals me when I'm broken.
Heals me when I'm broken.
Strength where I've been weak.
Strength where I've been weak. Ever He will reign.
Come on, if you believe it, lift your voice and sing.
My God is awesome. Yeah,
You know he's awesome. Sing.
awesome. Oh, awesome. My God is awesome. Savior of the whole world. Giver of salvation. By His stripes I am healed. My God is awesome. Today I am forgiven. His grace is why I'm living. Praise His holy name. My God is awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
Our God is awesome. The world is full of iconic figures. The people praise Him. They stock us up at a high percentage. The giants in our eyes. The sky's the limit. The picture painted is larger than life, but God is bigger. Your God is greater. I weigh Him on the scale like Crocs and Gators. Found that only God can save us. And God is gracious. That's who we find. flock to. In the day of trouble, and when we blow it like hot food. The song's official, nobody's great of a Shawn Mitchell. You got it right with that song, it echoes the heart of scripture. Yeah, they wonder why we so serious. It's cause Jesus Christ is also man, period.
Okay, my Jesus, the Son, Christ, the King of Kings, and He's God on earth. My Messiah, born and raised to give us all a second birth. And from heaven He came down to free all that were bound. Oh God, the 4 and 20 fell down, casting down their crowns, saying, Thou art worthy, Lord, to receive glory, honor, and power. So every man, woman, boy, and girl, let's make this declaration around.